Hello everybody, Ezekiel Dasho here. I decided to use this rose in a glass as my subject for my next video, and I'm going to start by quick drawing it, and let's get started. Roses can be sometimes daunting because, like a lot of flowers, they're a lot of complex moving parts, but like anything else, the complexity is sometimes just in your mind. It's just like with any shape, you just look at what you see. That sounds kind of silly. You just try to see the whole shape and then block it out and then keep building it up from there. So I'm going to start by blocking it out a little bit. And for people who are new, by blocking it out, I mean just getting the rough shape of the entire sort of perimeter of the rose. If you imagine the rose as a 2D object on a flat screen, that can kind of sometimes help you get a sense of where the general shapes belong. So I've kind of got the outside roughed in there. And just sort of for the sake of reference, I'm going to go ahead and rough in these little bits of stem and leaves, the little petals, or not the petals rather, but the shoots, I guess. Drawing roses and any kind of flower is great practice because it does give you a lot of shapes and surfaces to work with, as well as they smell fantastic. So working with one up close is always nice. But yeah. So let's see, I've also got the glass here. And the glass is going to be, there's an argument to be made that I should have done the glass first probably, but we'll just go with it. And the rim of the glass, just getting that roughed in as well. Not worrying too much about making it exactly circular at the moment. That'll come later. And you know what? That might not even be far enough out, so that could be the water. And then I can come back and the upper rim of the glass and the edge of the water make this almost crescent moon shape. And we'll get some of the shading in the water there in a little bit. Okay. See, I'm trying my best to use the angle on the phone so that what you see on the screen is what I'm drawing, but I'm a little bit off to the side. My angle's a little bit different. So if I'm using the phone, okay, something like that. And then let's go ahead and start kind of roughing in these parts of the petals. And the rose is like with anything else in nature. There's this sort of beautiful pattern to it. And depending on how realistic you want to get, you could put a lot of time into getting that exactly accurate. I think for the purposes of this video, I'm going to keep it kind of quick. I'm holding my pencil like this, so I can keep it moving fast and light so that I'm not tempted to slow down and push in, but also just because it's really fun and natural. I mean, it takes a little bit to get used to holding it like that, but I highly recommend it because it helps you when you're building your drawings to the under layers are nice and light, and it kind of helps you practice that restraint. So some of the darkest parts in this picture are actually, looks like the stem or the leaves over here. So I'm going to get in there and press in a little harder. Something like that. And then likewise with these dark green shapes in a black and white setting are going to be darker than the rest. With the rim of the glass, most of it's dark, but there are these little areas that are a little brighter. So you don't have, you can just use I'm using my hand like this, and I'm kind of resting on the paper a little bit. This helps you with the arc. You can kind of like adjust your arc based on how far away you're pushing the pencil from your hand. So if I wanted a shorter arc, I could do that. This part with the water, similarly to the rim, there's these areas that are darker. And the water is also a couple steps darker than the rest of the glass. So let's see, now it's time to just pick out some areas that are darker and start shading it in a little bit. There are also these shadows that are being cast from my window, and they're going refracting through the glass that the rose is in, and kind of doing this cool shape here. And depending on, you know, how much time you wanted to give to this picture, you could really get meticulous with the shadow. And I'm going to just quick rough them in so you kind of have a sense of how I would start. And drawing these shadows can be really important because that can give you like a way to define the shape of the rose without using lines. Just defining those petals by contrast. And the edge of the petal here is pretty dark. That's plain as the sort of opposite of the window light. So from here on out, it would be a matter of how much time you want to put into it and sort of, I think my next step here would be going and finding the darkest places on the picture and pressing in on those a little bit. But when I say pressing in, I mean gently adding value. I don't mean actually pushing super hard. And save the push for later. And so that's basically the gist of it. From there on out, it kind of becomes a matter of how much time you want to put into finalizing it and making it more or less, absolutely accurate to what you see. I drew this with a 4B pencil, and I find these kind of quick sketches and studies really help me practice, and they're fun, and you end up with a beautiful little sketch. I hope you've enjoyed this video, and I definitely hope to see you in the next one. Have fun, guys. All right.